Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, friends and supporters for the AIF 2020. InsurTech is one of the most exciting and vigorous frontiers within fintech. We are at the watershed moment, actually at the beginning of a new InsurTech paradigm. As a leading international financial center, Hong Kong has been intensely developing its financial technology industry, or fintech. We got fin and we got tech. So Hong Kong is now the fintech hub. And you can find out more if you can make time for a visit to Cyberport. With an abundance of financial talent and strong backing from both the government and Cyberport, many fintech startups have sprung up in Hong Kong over the past few years. With over 160 licensed insurance companies in Hong Kong, we are the perfect place for InsurTech development. With InsurTech, both conventional insurance companies and virtual insurers are able to more easily launch innovative products. Both the industry and consumers will benefit from lower premiums and accessible policies. Now, as Hong Kong's fintech hub, Cyberport hosts about 400 fintech companies, about 10% of which are from the InsurTech and InsurTech-related businesses. So we already have the InsurTech cluster in Hong Kong. All 4 of Hong Kong's virtual insurers are Cyberport community members, and they are the panelists today: Bowtie, OneDegree, Avo Insurance, and ZA Insure. Other InsurTech startups include solution providers helping traditional insurance companies with digital transformation in every aspect of their business, from product development and sales channel to claims administration, benefiting insurers, brokers, and agents, as well as individual and corporate clients. And we can think about customer delight and how to meet hidden demand as well. The list is long. These innovative fintech solutions not only boost local financial institutions' competitiveness and offer users a more convenient experience and more options, they have also been adopted by overseas and multinational financial corporations. Multiple solutions from Cyberport's InsurTech startups could be introduced to the Greater Bay Area, ASEAN, and international insurance markets. In fact, InsurTech is a new export from Hong Kong, and the potential targets include the Middle East and Japan. The list is long. COVID-19 has affected every sector of our economy, and insurance is no exception. The pandemic has forced consumers to move online, fostering and indeed accelerating the insurance industry's digital transformation. People are becoming much more aware of their insurance coverage, and advisors cannot rely solely on the usual face-to-face meetings to interact with their clients. InsurTech offers the insurance industry a tremendous opportunity to meet growing customer needs and regulatory demands. Insurers and InsurTech can reimagine what insurance can be and can ensure that it meets the needs of the post-COVID-19 new normal. To encourage financial institutions to co-create fintech solutions with startups, Cyberport has been working closely with the government to formulate a new scheme which will offer incentives for the industry to join forces with startups for proof of concept. The insurance sector is definitely a key focus. As a key promoter and facilitator of Hong Kong's digital technology development, and as Hong Kong's InsurTech cluster, Cyberport will continue to work with multiple professional parties and our ecosystem partners to provide InsurTech startups with the support and services they need. Finally, I'd like to offer my congratulations and big thank you to the Insurance Authority. This is a fascinating team, not only tech savvy, but also innovative. And we much appreciated the Insurance Authority's vision and regulatory innovation. The future is bright. We have many opportunities ahead for the InsurTech cluster. The Greater Bay Area, the Belt and Road Initiative opportunities, and the potential, indeed the very high potential of Hong Kong as a key international risk management center. Now, let me move on to our distinguished panelists. Ladies first, let me invite, first of all, Avo Insurance and Winnie, please. Every panelist will have about 5 minutes, to have a intro and opening. Winnie, please.
Thank you, George. When George, our most qualified moderator for this session, asked me to introduce our company and our brand, I think it's best to visualize it. So I prepared a few slides. First of all, we picked a power fruit avocado, short form AVO as our company name and brand, because we want to bring fresh new energy to the industry. Our slogan is live a fruitful life. Next slide, please. Yeah, our slogan is live a fruitful life. We want to rebrand the image of the insurance industry because historically people think that insurance industry is very traditional and very complicated. So we want to integrate it to people's daily lives. How we do it? We create a very simple and straightforward digital experience that integrates seamlessly into people's everyday life, giving consumers absolute security as well as ease in the entire purchasing experience of insurance. And our values are simplicity, caring, we care our society, care our customers, dedication as well as innovation through different sorts of innovative products that we have launched. Next slide, please. We also delight our customers from a digital foundation. Our web application makes insurance easy to understand, hassle-free, and more tailored to our customers' needs. In average, we launch a new product or revamped product every month in the past 11 months. And more than half of the products that we have launched are first of its kind in the Hong Kong market or even in the world when they were launched. Next slide, please. We also have very strong engagement with the young community who are potential first-time insurance buyers in the insurance industry. And we are very fortunate to be able to maintain a high retention rate of our young talent at work by making it fun and engaging for them. We also engaged with university students across all different local universities in Hong Kong through various career fairs and talks, as well as sponsoring in different contests. So it's all about a ecosystem play. We collaborate with a lot of different partners, no matter whether they are tech companies, startups, or even incumbent players. So through all the above, we target to build a bigger pie instead of competing or disrupting the existing market by serving the underserved segments, bridging some protection gaps, as well as tapping into some white space opportunities. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Winnie. Now, for the gentlemen, I follow the alphabetical order, for the brands, right? First, second, Bowtie. Michael, please.
Thank you, George. Thank you for having us here. It's great to be back for a second year at the AIF. I was actually counting this morning. So Bowtie, I assume everyone's quite familiar. So I'm going to keep this sweet and short. We were licensed, I counted this morning, more than 100 weeks ago. So I will give an update about our purpose. I'll give an update about how we're doing so far. I assume everyone has an idea of who we are. And then I'm going to talk a bit about the future. So with 100 weeks of operations, how have we actually done? What's our purpose? I think in short, we've actually done very, very well. So thank you for Ms. Carol Hui for having the vision to execute a fast-track license, and we are sort of the executor of that strategy. I think our mission has always been very clear. So we are focused on health insurance. We're focused on protection products. As the panelists mentioned earlier, we are the risk management side. We are helping people in Hong Kong cover the protection gap. And we are trying to prove that a new digital insurance model can be sustainable. I think there's always that question, okay, are these new virtual insurers sustainable? How do you get traction? How do you cover your costs? Do customers actually go online and buy insurance? We're trying to show that it does actually work. So how have we done against that? 2020 has actually been a very good year for us. So we've seen double-digit growth, actually more than 20% monthly compound growth throughout the entire year. So as we mentioned earlier, as Christopher Hui mentioned earlier, while the overall industry has dropped this year, the digital insurers have done extremely well. We've grown significantly throughout the year. Maybe let me put that in perspective. We sell more than 20 policies per employee last year. So what's the purpose of a virtual insurer? Can we distribute protection products? Can we run our operations more efficiently? And the answer is a resounding yes. So we're distributing more than 20 policies per employee per month, growing extremely quickly on that. In contrast, the traditional face-to-face sales, as the panelists mentioned earlier, still very manual processes. We're averaging 1.75. So if we're a bit more generous, maybe 2 policies per sales per month. We're doing 10 times that. If you look at our operations, 93% of our underwriting cases have gone straight through our underwriting engine. For the remaining 7%, it's not a manual process. It's actually a machine learning assisted process to help our underwriters become much more productive. So we're doing very well on the sales side. We're doing very well on the productivity side. And that's really showing that this model can work. And not only is it working, we're seeing much better retention. So our retention is about 3 times better than traditional industries. So all of these metrics through this year have sort of proven out that the fast-track license was the right vision, and that there is real traction, that there is real demand that's being met by these new virtual insurers. So what's next year? We're all growing very fast. I'm sure we're not the only one. Our distinguished panelists here are all growing very fast. I think we're all looking for the next steps. So how do we open up more of the Hong Kong market to compete? How do we start having more competition, introducing the real changes? The panelists already mentioned, Hong Kong's still very manual, still very face-to-face. We need to modernize. We need to digitize to be able to enter the GBA. We have to be at that level to compete on a global level, not just within GBA, but outside of Hong Kong. How do we start exporting this insurance knowledge, this know-how? So we've trained up a very good team. Winnie just now mentioned that we're very good at recruiting the new talent, the younger talent, to actually work on insurance technology. So now that we have these people working on insurance technology, how do we export this? Hong Kong is an international financial center, so it's not just a marketplace. We've got to have our own brand. We've got to have our own skills and products that can be exported. So we're working on a lot of those things. We're launching a lot of very innovative products. I would be very interested to talk to all the other panelists here on how we continue to expand this pie. How do we expand within Hong Kong, and how do we expand outside of Hong Kong? So thank you. I'll keep this short here.
Oh, great, Michael. I mean, despite the COVID-19 pandemic, right? And you're already talking about teamwork, with fellow entrepreneurs. Wonderful. Excellent spirit. Next, I'd like to invite OneDegree. Alvin, please.
Thanks, Dr. Lam. So OneDegree is a homegrown technology company. It's incubated and invested by Cyberport. So really great to have Dr. Lam moderating this panel today.
My pleasure.
So we start from Hong Kong, and now we are expanding to core markets already. So this is really exporting the Hong Kong technology, Hong Kong financial technology to Asia or even global, like what Michael just talked about. So for our business, we have 2 businesses. We have one that is a B2C business as a virtual insurer. On the other hand, we also have a B2B business. We license our core insurance system to insurance company using a software as a service SaaS model, meaning that it's subscription-based, pay-as-you-go type of model without incurring a huge upfront cost. We are very grateful that IA really embraced the technology innovation and granted us virtual insurance license early this year. And that's really the tech insure concept that Clement and Moses used to talk about. And here I want to explain what the term tech insure really means to us. I think, first of all, we don't simply just put an offline product online, and we really rethink about the entire user journey, how we're going to make it a 10 times better product. For example, it takes only 3 minutes to finish the underwriting process. 100% of that is instant policy issuance. By the way, it's not only for pets, but recently we also implemented this to a medical product, a complicated medical product with a B2B partner as well. Second of all, our flexible technology architecture really allow us to do fast product iteration. With pet insurance as an example, we have upgraded the product 3 times over 6 month period. And what does it mean? What it has led to is a much faster product market fit and thus very, very strong growth and achieving scale. Here, I'm very pleased to note that across our products, we now have got more than 10,000 paid users since we just launched a few months ago. And that is the power of tech. It is very, very scalable. Okay. Thirdly, we also invest heavily in the cybersecurity and the cybersecurity technology behind it. In fact, we have developed cyber scan tools by ourselves that let us monitor the vulnerability of the website, of the applications on a regular basis. And such tools are now not only used by insurance company, but also we have let the schools, the medical sector, the fintech companies use them as well. So cybersecurity is extremely important when we really want to go digital. This is really key to the reputation of us as a sector, right? And lastly, we really believe that together we run faster and we go further. And it is not only among the 4 virtual insurers on the stage here, and we are also very open to collaborate with any insurance company and let Hong Kong set the standard for other markets.
Great, thank you, Alvin. I'm sure many participants in the AIF 2020 today also have wonderful pets at home, right? They are all of your potential customers, so do reach out and find them. Yeah? Anyway, now let me move on. The last but not least on the panel, I'd like to give the floor to Wayne, please, from ZA Insure. Wayne, please.
Lam, and this is Wayne from ZA Insurance. As most of people can guess, ZA stands for the short abbreviation of ZhongAn Insurance. But there's another level of meaning that also means from Z to A. So we want to bring a little bit of different perspective to the insurance world. And also there's another side benefit for being named as ZA. So every time we will be ranked as the last one, but not the least one. We are also the latest player on the fast track. We launched our business on 18th May this year, right between the first and the second wave of COVID-19 in Hong Kong. And we are new to Hong Kong market, but we are no stranger to InsurTech area. ZhongAn Online is the first online insurance company in mainland China, and we got listed on Hong Kong Exchange on September 2017. And our adventure is a technology back to our mother company, ZhongAn Online. We have built the core system from scratch to support the variety of product line. And we moved that system to Hong Kong to support the Insure business. And with that, the support of that system, our customers' needs can be fulfilled in a more agile way. And the whole experience will be more digital based. And while talking about the go-to-market strategy, we are adopting a community-based approach. We create our products with our customers, especially during pandemic. We have done a lot of online streaming, and we also invited our customers, potential customers, to Zoom meetings so that we can talk to them what they really think about insurance, what do they really need, so that all these feedback can be looked into our product design. And finally, we believe the co-created product will fit into customer needs better. And right now we have 4 products, including life protection, cancer protection, heart attack, stroke protection, and accidental. So since our first launch in May, at the very beginning, it's a small amount of policy each month, but that's keep increasing at a very steady ratio. Right now, we have seen that the ratio is about 20% month by month, and the average insured amount is more than 2 million Hong Kong dollars, which means Hong Kong people is quite accustomed to, or quite familiar with this online process, and they do have the trust digital insurers. And another interesting finding is we have seen more than 40% of the policies were insured during non-office hours, which means as a digital player, we do provide benefits to our customers. They do not need to worry about schedule a face-to-face meeting during already busy day. Anytime they want to learn about the policy, they want to go through the underwriting process, they can do that. Well, the last part is besides the insurance business in Hong Kong, we are also the leading technology partner to empower insurers' digital strategy. Right now, our customers are mainly in Japan and Southeast Asia these days. There are mainly two types of customers. One is the insurance company who want to embrace digital transformation. We provide the end-to-end solution for them. And the other part is internet platform who want to be better served by insurance product. We built a joint venture with Grab, the ride-sharing company in Southeast Asia, to serve the ecosystem. And right now we have been underwriting a lot of usage-based policies. And we have reached a large number as 3 million customers are insured across 6 countries in Southeast Asia market. And another breakthrough on that part is we were just assigned another Europe company this year. That's a big breakthrough for our business. And we are bringing Asia or InsurTech into a wider audience. So yeah, I will stop here.
Oh, thank you, Wayne. I mean, this is fascinating. I mean, you have a strong tech team and very innovative and already reaching out, from Hong Kong. Great. Now let's move into the second part of our panel today, and that is a discussion. Again, ladies first, I like to invite Winnie to share your remarks about, your team is uniquely backed up by a strong corporation, with regional standing, and so tremendous knowledge, from the traditional insurance foundation. So how can you share with us on how you have been doing digital transformation? How do you, take advantage of that to move forward? Winnie, please.
Yeah, thank you, George. Yes, you are right in the fact that we have 3 different very strong shareholders right now. Asia Insurance, I'm sure you know, we have very strong and long history and foundation in the insurance sector. We have over 60 years history in the insurance sector in Hong Kong. So we have the beauty of it is we have a very strong understanding of the Hong Kong market to start with. And we have very strong knowledge about the areas that are underserved currently by the insurance sector. And also what are the customers' expectations right now. So we focus on the underserved segments as well as the protection gaps and find some simple solutions that can help them bit by bit. We're not very aggressive. We're not talking about very comprehensive solution and complicated offer to our clients, because we believe that online solutions should be simple, straightforward, and easily understood by our end customers. So we attach that to different lifestyle products and different walks of life, integrate that into people's different walks of life. For example, we have shoe insurance, which is very interesting and unheard of by the market. And we have e-wallet insurance because people are increasingly putting money in their e-wallets. And there are over 15, 16 e-wallets that are regulated by Hong Kong MA right now. So there is an exposure there when they use e-wallets with some unauthorized use resulting in financial loss. So all these are new product ideas, very simple, very easily understood, and can be easily purchased online. Through these solutions, I think we can penetrate into some untapped areas and some underserved segments.
Oh,
so
great.
this is the beauty of having the background of Asia Insurance as a shareholder. And then, of course, we have two other shareholders who can help us on different areas, including partnerships. As I said, we partner with different tech companies, with different incumbent insurers, and even different startups. So I think partnerships and collaboration is something that is quite crucial to virtual players like us. And we are very happy to be able to partner with different players, including the 3 other virtual insurers in Hong Kong. We all talk and collaborate with them. And the other shareholder that we have, of course, they have very strong data analytics background. We hope to be able to deploy that technology into more underwriting. On the underwriting side, we would like to have more dynamic underwriting and pricing, and also precision marketing and more innovative development, as well as fraud detection when there are claims. So all these are helping us in different areas, and we believe that our shareholders' capabilities and knowledge can complement each other.
Great, Winnie. I mean, I can see a lot of customer delight success cases are coming up. Yeah, good work. Let me move on to Bowtie Michael, because Michael's team has been very entrepreneurial and fast as well, and has been doing a lot of good things in the life insurance area. I'd like to hear your views. Yeah, Michael, please.
Sure. Maybe I'll just build quickly on Winnie's story. So our shareholder is also a traditional insurer. Sun Life, many years of history, I think over 127 years in Hong Kong. So they very much understand the market. They understand the pain points. They understand where there are opportunities. So Bowtie is very much a complementary insurer. If you look at it as quoting some numbers just now, let's say a traditional agent sells 2 policies a month. We have a $380 billion protection gap in Hong Kong. We have a $40 billion health protection gap in Hong Kong. So those are huge numbers. Those are huge numbers that we don't quickly close through a traditional manual sales process. And it goes back to, do we as an industry believe that products like the BHIS, a very straightforward health insurance product, or term life insurance or term critical illness that other virtual insurers also offer, do we believe these products are good? Do we believe these products are valuable for society? Can these products help close the protection gap? And so our story has always been about, okay, we believe these products are good. We believe customers deserve these products, at least deserve an option to be able to purchase these products. That's been something that we don't question. That's basically a ground truth for us. So the second question is then, how do we get customers to actually engage in that? How do we actually get customers to buy that? What sort of product innovations do we need to make? And a fairly early answer we came to is that it's really about the convenience, and it's really about the customer experience, as Alvin and Wayne have been talking about. It's the same reason why travel insurance isn't sold in traditional channels. You don't see face-to-face selling of travel insurance. So what is so special about our health insurance? What is so special about life insurance? So this year we actually won a grand prize award from the Hong Kong Insurance Awards for our group insurance product. We launched a new product that serves group insurance. I was earlier last week at a national conference, and the question was, what's so innovative? How did you win the overall prize for the overall industry? And the answer is that it really is just changing about the access. So it's really about changing the ticket size, changing the process, changing how we structure the outpatient design, how we structure the inpatient design. A lot of small tunes. So individually, nothing is completely unseen before in the industry. But the power is once you put all of that together, once you put that on good technology, good modern technology, with a very direct sales channel, you can do these products at a different price point, at a different user experience than was traditionally possible. So that's really the innovation we're seeing, and that's why we heard all the panelists talk about just now. Everyone's experiencing very, very fast growth. So I don't think that's just because we're all individually so smart and talented. I think it's also because the market's ready for products like this. So Hong Kong consumers are seeking something like that. Alvin mentioned the product market fit. We're seeing true product market fit across our products, and that's something that's quite special.
Very good. Well, I mean, you got tremendous momentum with the voluntary health insurance scheme, or VHIS product range, and keep up the good work and momentum. I'm sure all of us will watch you and your continuing development. Now let me move on to OneDegree. Alvin, you are very interested in the tech side as well, not just from the business side, I can see, and with your ex-bankers team and lots of regional connection as well. Maybe you can share your views and remarks about how your team has been moving forward.
Yeah, well, thanks, Dr. Lam. So I want to talk about, share a bit about how we do product innovation, and that would allude to the financial inclusion and also the product innovation part. Well, first of all, I think as a technology company, we really embrace data, and we let user insight to guide us on how we are about to improve the products. The traditional model is that you do a lot of research, you do a lot of work, and then come up with the product and assume that it's going to sell. But what we do in our model, we really learn a lot of user insights and do fast iterations after we come up with the product. So to be very honest with the audience, when the pet insurance product first got launched, it didn't sell a lot. I mean, this is the really candid situation that I can share with you. But after a couple of iterations, after you really address the customer pain points, the market is starting to take off. So cat market is one example that we see. Initially, dogs and cat ratio, we're talking about 9-to-1, but the market is 5-to-5. But what is the reason? So you dig into it, you improve it, and then the market takes off. It's now basically the cat market, we see 10 times growth. And by the way, this is a pain point that the existing guys have not addressed it for 10 years. Okay, so now we are insuring more than 60 dog breeds, more than 30 cat breeds, and other insurers insure about 15 to 20 dog breeds, and very few cats got insured. In other words, what first-year insurers really do is that we really expand the market. Second thing I also want to bring up is that we innovate the way that we do customer service. Rather than a traditional way that is an agent relationship management model, we use a genius bar model. I don't know, well, for those who use iPhone, iPad, you probably have experienced that. When you walk into the store, all the customer service really understand the product very well, and this is exactly how we do it as well. So say for pet insurance, the entire customer service team are pet owners, in fact, 2 of them, vets or animal doctors. Okay, so they really know how to service the customers. The cyber insurance customer service team, they are all white hackers. Okay, so they really know how to address the pain points on the spot. Now we do it 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., 7 days a week. Very similar to what Wayne was talking about. In fact, half of the customer service inquiries outside of the traditional service hours. So we really think about what the customers, what they need, what they want, and really try to make it work. Thirdly, now I want to touch base on a slightly different thought on the traditional model that we just talked about. In fact, we come up a slightly different view. We also see agents and brokers that they also want to embrace technology innovation right now. In fact, recently we have come across some agents trying to sell our products. One of them, they even set up an IG account and promoting our product. Once we get to know about it, we tell them very clearly that virtual insurers, we are not allowed to work with intermediaries. However, one thing that I really noticed is that I have a strong feeling that agents are also trying to up the game on the technology front as well. And they are currently underserved at the moment in terms of the technology that empower them and all that. I think it would be really great if we, the virtual insurers, the regulator, can also think about what we can do to play an enabler role to also make them thrive. Thank you.
Excellent. You brought up inclusive transformation. Nobody should be left, behind. Yeah. Great. Let me move on to last but not least, Wayne from ZA Insure. I think your team has a unique foundation of having 2 feet in two excellent buckets. One is InsurTech, the other is FinTech, the banking, virtual banking. So, we dream about the synergies and so on, but maybe the best is from you. What's your view about your teams, what you have been doing?
Sure. We are lucky enough to get both license, virtual license, bank, and Insure. And the two teams have shared a lot of experience in early stages. We are all new to the market, and this concept is new to the market too. We are learning about the market's response, and we are talking about future synergy. In the traditional world, bank and insurance companies are good friends with each other, and we have seen a very good synergy between them. And we are also considering the synergy between two virtual financial entities. And the biggest finding so far is both virtual insurance and the virtual bank share the same topic, which is the trust. How to build the trust in the digital world. This is a very big topic, actually. From the first half year's experience, we have drawn a very little conclusion that people start to willing to try more on digital world, but the trust still building up. So the topic for us is how to cultivate the trust. I would say in the traditional world, usually financial institute takes 10 years, maybe 20 years to really build up the trust among people. I would say in digital world, that will be much faster. And on the other hand, we are facing even more challenging situation, like people are very sensitive to all kinds of things online. So you need to be really real to them, and you need to be really responsive. And also from our product and service side, everything we have been doing should be try to build the trust with our user. Right now we are serving our user purely with the online process, which means our user need to go through our eKYC process. Our user need to take out their ID and take a photo of that and upload to us. Well, it's normal. It's a technology innovation from our perspective, but that's very scary for most of the users. You're taking a photo of your ID. So, but since we have done a lot of education, also the education from the regulator, they trust us, they would like to give us a try, but we'd better make sure that the eKYC solution, eKYC process is smooth enough. We can't fail our user. They are willing to give us a very little opportunity. We need to make sure that's as good as they expected. And also the underwriting, the offline process, they already get used to that. It might take 2 days, 3 days, or even up to 1 week. But when you back to online, what they are expecting is real time. You have to be able to issue the policy right on that time. It's not correct to treat the user after a couple of days saying, oh, you still need to supplement this type of document. This is not how you build the trust within your customers. And all these things added up, I'm pretty positive on the way we are moving forward. And both bank and the insure company need to solve this problem and try to be more user focused and use the technology, keep building up the trust among our users. I'm very confident in the future we will see very good synergy between these two so-called virtual institutions.
Wow, bravo. I really appreciated your team's efforts in customer advocacy and bringing them along. I think digital transformation should also, with your help and with everybody's good work together, our citizens will become so-called smart citizens now in our smart economy, no question. Now, I'd like to go for another round, because I noticed a couple of very good questions from the audience, but at least I'd like to go through all four of you one more round about, if you have that one or two wish list items or suggestions to how to make the regulatory policy environment more startup friendly and helpful, and how to improve our ecosystem and so on. That wish list items, that burning desire, or that humble and not so humble but frank suggestions, feel free to go to share. I'm sure the insurance authority and everybody is eager to have your input. But ladies first, Winnie from AVO, please.
Thank you, George. I think, first of all, everyone knows that Hong Kong is a very small market, and we do have a very high hope of the Greater Bay Area. And the previous panel talked about the potential opportunities in the Greater Bay Area. But right now, the reality is the entrance barrier is too high. The asset capital requirement is mission impossible to all the Hong Kong-based insurers, not to mention startup virtual insurers like us. So I think the insurance authority is definitely working very hard with the regulators in mainland China to come up with facilitating measures for us to move ahead on this opportunity. But then the devils are always on the details. I think it's really important to come up with some specific facilitating and supporting measures that can help us to really land on the Greater Bay Area market, so that startups like us can really scale up. And of course, on the other hand, as I think Alvin mentioned about some of the unnecessary barriers and limitations for virtual insurers, I think it's time to review it. I think the insurance authority can review it based on a case-by-case basis, depending on whether we are able to come up with a sound and convincing business model. This should be workable for virtual players to scale up. And then the final suggestion that I have is definitely on talent development. We are still short of talent. We have to compete with a lot of other more resourceful companies like virtual banks and some other incumbent players in talent recruitment, talent retention, as well as talent development. So I think this is a crucial area that we need support and also some facilitating measures for us as virtual players. So I think these are doable and should be practical measures that the insurance authority can consider.
Excellent. Thanks, Winnie. And I'd like Michael from Bowtie to say a few words.
Thank you, George. I will also keep this brief. Very much in agreement with Winnie here. I think the first one, it's great that we have the airtime on the same stage with the Greater Bay Area, on the same stage with Belt and Road, is innovation. So that shows how much attention, how much importance the AI is attaching to this field. But having said that, I think the next step for us is, as Alvin mentioned, as Winnie mentioned, how do we start working with other ecosystem players? So I think the AI actually had a lot of foresight. So one thing I give AI a lot of credit for is, unlike the virtual banks, we're allowed to have a physical presence. So that helps us build trust with our customers. Having that physical presence is very, very critical, and we definitely value that. But the next step is we do have other restrictions on our licenses. This means that sometimes it can be hard to work with different partners, or it's not as clear on how we work with different partners. But now that we have, Bowtie itself, we have close to 21 months of operations experience. We've shown we've rebuilt the direct channel. We've shown we've rebuilt the technology. So I think a lot of the policy objectives have been achieved. I think all four of us virtual insurers have rebuilt our tech stack and rebuilt that digital channel. So after we've built that, and if we stick to the unconventional channel approach, I think I'd be very interested to see how we can develop this further, because it's critical. As Winnie mentioned, attract more talent, we have to be successful. So it's not just enough to have training, it's not enough to have education. We have to be successful to be able to breed more talent and to attract more talent.
Oh, excellent. Alvin from OneDegree, please.
Yeah, I'm very much with what Winnie and Michael says. I think, Greater Bay Area, more than 50 times the type of geographical area, it has to be more than just physical service center. It has to be going virtual as well. I think that's really the way to go. And like what Dr. Lam said, we should never leave the agents and the brokers. They also want to upgrade themselves. We never should leave them behind. Thank you.
Excellent. Last but not least, Wayne from ZA Insure, please.
Sure. It's pretty well covered. I would like a +1 for Winnie's proposal on Great Bay Area for the third time. And also another extra thing I want to raise is EID has been talked in the industry for a couple of years. And I want to raise that because it's important not only for virtual insurer, but also for traditional insurers that will simplify our work in a dramatic way. So I would like to see that the whole industry can be a pushing power to make that into reality.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you. I've seen, as I mentioned, there have been quite a number of good questions from the audience. In fact, many. It's a happy problem. I have only 2 minutes left, according to the agenda. But I have to quickly say, question one is ecosystem. What do you mean? Second is other insure tech hubs like London, Singapore, and so on. What's your view? Third, what about the insurance giants from the traditional economy? What can they do? What else can they do to help, right? So I think these are the three of the among many good questions. But I go quickly into one aspect, and I'd like to open the floor. I will invite you to add something to cover some of these. First of all, ecosystem. No question, ecosystem is needed because you need to have a comprehensive support base to support these startups. They're like babies. They need to be nurtured. They need to be helped. And they need to have growth capital as well. And they need to have the right policy environment. And therefore, we also need to create cluster within the ecosystem, because without a cluster, you cannot have collaboration, cross-fertilization, and you don't have critical mass to attract the attention and support from stakeholders, like investors and so on. We have to bring smart money and risk capital in, and we have to bring, the tech in and the insure people in. So in a nutshell, we need to have a wonderful place, a base camp, for our entrepreneurs. Many of them either become insure tech giants, or they can become solution providers to disrupt. And in terms of the hubs, I think Hong Kong is uniquely positioned, because we have both the Greater Bay Area prospect and we have global connections, including the ASEAN region. And among other key points that other speakers already alluded to this morning, about the traditional insurance companies, I think they can do a lot. They can adopt innovative solutions and ideas from our enterprising entrepreneurs, and they can invest. They can even acquire. They can make them their tech division or their new insurance division. Many, many win-win possibilities. I think it's not just being disrupted. I think it's happily and proactively being disrupted. That's what I think. But I'd like to just go through the panel. You got less than, 1/4 a minute to say one thing, to add or whatever. Ladies first, Winnie.
Yeah, George, I think you have summarized and concluded very well. I just want to add that as a virtual insurer, we do want to be able to thrive alongside all the incumbent players, including incumbent insurers as well as the intermediaries, complementing on the areas that they historically did not focus on or do not want to focus on strategically.
Excellent.
And we want to build a bigger pie with more diversified, sustainable, and healthier market in the long run.
Good. Michael from Bowtie.
Same thing. Let's build a bigger pie. I think we heard from all the panelists. I think all the virtual insurers are doing well. So let's build a bigger market, and then let's help us exploit this.
Alvin from OneDegree.
Let's make it win-win for everyone, for regulator, for Hong Kong people, for GBA people, for all the insurers as well.
Excellent. Wayne from ZA Insure.
Sure, it's already well said. And just one thing about the ecosystem, we have been the advocate for ecosystem for years. And just in the past 2 years, we have discussed the new good thing about the ecosystem. we launched the product with NTUC income in Singapore. It's called a Snack, and it allows users to do some micro saving and use that money to top up their medical plan and the other insurance policies. So the ecosystem can finally be a very good channel for education. That's a new logic for the digital world.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. In the interest of time, I have to say that we have done our job this morning. Bravo. I mean, you are the champions for the InsurTech cluster from Hong Kong, Inc. And on behalf of all of you and the users and supporters, big thank you to Insurance Authority as well. Stay healthy, stay safe.
Thank you, Dr. Lam.